He does. I don't drink
Yeah, I was
powder.
gonna
I've never
say.
had one.
I don't need
Hey!
So that's what I do.
Oh, powder drink.
You're a few days early.
Happy New Year to you. I saw you on TV, Rebecca.
Oh, goodness.
You guys did great. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was glad they didn't make us look flaky. Okay. They're very nice.
That was a cool story.
How are you, sir? Tom Pittman?
Dustin Stanley, nice to meet you.
Justin.
Oh,
Hi, Tom Pittman.
Don Stoltz.
All right, we'll go ahead and call the January 2nd, 2020 meeting of the Mooresville Redevelopment Commission to order. For the record, Tom Pittman is here instead of Adam Sturwald, who decided he wanted to take a vacation today. So Tom is here as legal counsel. First item on the agenda, before we get to that, I'd like just to make note that the Redevelopment Commission for many years has held their meeting on the first Tuesday of the month. First Thursday of the month, and in accordance with our past practices would be today. So first item on the agenda is the organization of the members. And what I'd like to do is a little bit different than we've done in the past. I would like to make a nomination of a slate of officers for the commission for 2020. If I can get a second to this, I would nominate Dustin Stanley for president, Bill Boyd as vice president, and Don Stoltz as secretary. And as you know, the clerk treasurer serves as treasurer for the commission. So that would be my nomination that I'd like to present to the commission. Is there a second?
I will second.
We have a second. Any questions? Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
We have 3 in favor, 1 against, 1 opposed. So, Mr. Stanley, you have the chair.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your trust. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our December 18th meeting. Do I have a motion for the approval of the minutes as written?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Motion passes. Next, financial report. Members would have received the financial report. Chelsea, do you have anything to add?
You actually didn't receive the financial report. You received my version of the financial report, but not the official version from the clerk treasurer's office. I'm sure with our new clerk treasurer that maybe that got lost in the shuffle at the end of the year. So I'd ask that you table the financial report for the moment.
Is there a motion to table the financial report?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Next item, public comment. Seeing none. Gateway project update. Chelsea?
I do have an update from Nick Babb, who's with Crawford Murphy and Tilly, the engineers for High Street. So the appraisals for the new right-of-way is just about complete. Utilities, they've started to develop their relocation plans, and he has met recently with Indiana American Water and Vectren. And then that CMC, which is Crawford Murphy and Tilly, will start final plan development in February. So things are still moving forward with High Street. Again, that is to NDOT selected. We are just partnering with NDOT on the High Street project. I believe that they're still on par to let the project in December of now this year. December 20th. Times we're off as we speak. So with that, I don't have anything else. Actually, I do. Bicentennial Park, at our December meeting, we approved the deed from the commission to Parks Department. I filed that deed, I think, the following day, and
Thank you. Old business, Mooresville Industrial Park update.
You have before you a change order for Danny Engineering in the amount of $5,800. This is for additional work for the redesign of the water line along Bethel Road between Flagstaff Business Park and Merriman. Happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Chelsea on the Banning Engineering change order, the $5,800 change order? Seeing none, motion to approve.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor to approve the Banning Engineering change order? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes.
I thought Don or Bill had seconded that. So
Don.
Don.
Okay. Normally I can tell by not looking.
New business, Mans Consulting LLC 2020 contract. Members would have had a chance to review Mans Consulting contract. Chelsea, do you have anything to add?
I will say it's a little more,
It is
in
beefier.
depth. It's what?
It's beefier.
It's beefier. It is beefier. It's more of a legal agreement than before, where candidly it was a little willy-nilly scope of work was all that it was. So it is beefier, not to be confused by that because the scope of work really hasn't changed very much at all. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone may have. I will note that what you probably may care most about is, it again acts as a fee for service for a one-year contract, which would expire February 1st of 2020, and it is a minimum one-year contract of $45,760 plus expenses.
I will comment that in doing research just generically online, I found that Chelsea should probably be charging more, but I'm not going to tell her that right now. The four top online that I could find was PayScale, Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed, anywhere from $73,000 to $112,000. So I think that we are getting a steal at $45,760.
As someone who works all over the state, I would also say you're getting a steal in talent level because she's one of the better people in the industry.
Do you want to amend the contract, Chelsea?
Well, I'd just like to say, I would like to say, when I first presented it to Harold 4 years ago now, I do think it was higher, and I think he laughed and said, no way, so you can thank Harold that it's not higher.
Well, thank you, Harold, and I will hurry up and ask for a motion to approve Mans
I
Consulting.
move to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. We have you for another year, Chelsea.
Thank you, look forward to it.
I'd just like to say that I've been very impressed with how hard she has worked throughout the year and the time that she has worked with us. I mean, it's not been an easy position, especially with dealing with Southbridge and a lot of different issues. So thank you very much for everything you've done.
Your star, Chelsea.
All righty, legal update.
Well, this is the season when we watch to see what the legislature might do, particularly in terms of TIF. Our firm monitors that and will provide you with periodic updates as pertains to redevelopment commission activity, but I'm not hearing anything serious afoot yet, but that could change, and so we will keep our fingers on the pulse of that. I would note too that I just right before I left today, I went to press on my latest handbook. I like to do handbooks because I I enjoy writing, so I've written a new piece called Bond Financing Handbook for Indiana municipal officials, and I will make sure that, I know, Mr. Williams, you're a new official, so we'll make sure you get a copy of this. I try to write these, and I get good feedback for the readability by non-attorneys, and so I look forward to distributing this.
Thank you. And I have passed out your other handbooks to many
Thank
officials
you.
throughout the county. So
That's very kind of you, and I hope it's useful. to
It is.
people. Thank you.
Economic development project updates.
I think we've really discussed the bulk of the month already. I'm happy to answer any other questions that you may have. Looking forward to continuing to work with the Morgan County UC on the NICEPAC project this year and making sure that we continue to move that forward. After the first of the year, I think we'll start to pick up some speed and the show building. So.
Perfect. All right, review of claims. Before me, members had a chance to review claims. I will accept a motion to approve claims in the amount of $592,750.36. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Before I give a second, all right,
sorry.
second, make a comment, is that I believe that the reason the claims are as high as they are this time is because we have bond payments that are required to be made in January. So that's why the claims are as high as they are.
As this little note, my inexperience in reading apparently caught up with me. 150,000 of that is for the sewer bond. 332,603 is for the gateway bond. That would be why it is a little bit higher than normal. So I have a motion to approve and a second. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. For the good of the order, is there anything?
I have something.
Harold?
Thank you, Dustin. As has been said many times, hindsight is 20/20. So I'd like to offer a few thoughts as we enter the new year. First, congratulations to Dustin. The Redevelopment Commission will thrive under your leadership. I'd like to thank Bill Boyd, Don Stoltz, for your many years of service, dedication, and efforts on behalf of the Redevelopment Commission. It's been a great pleasure to work alongside you for the betterment of our community. I also want to thank Tim Corbin for his years of service to the Commission. And to Dr. Moore, thank you for your active participation on behalf of the school corporation. I'd also like to acknowledge our legal counsel, both past and present. Tim Curran served many years as the Commission's attorney and provided outstanding advice and was extremely difficult to replace. Although not here this evening, Adam Sturwald, along with his team from Barnes and Thornburg, including Tom Pittman and Rich Starkey, have been up to the task and have provided excellent leadership. Certainly, I would be remiss if I did not thank Chelsea for the work she has provided to the Commission during her tenure. The Commission would not have been able to achieve a fraction of what we've accomplished without her efforts, persistence, and ability. She has dedicated many extra unpaid hours to the Commission to ensure projects were completed as promised. While Chelsea and I have had many spirited conversations during the past several years, I've come to value her opinion and trust her judgment. In 2012, the Redevelopment Commission conducted a work session to set a direction for future activity. During that session, the Commission determined we could no longer be reactive. If we wanted to be an advocate for economic growth, improving the community, and enhancing our quality of place, the Commission would need to become proactive, an agent of change. I will not try to list all the Commission's accomplishments since 2012, as the list would be very long. However, let me provide a few highlights. the Redevelopment Commission has invested $6 million in upgrading the sewer plant, provided $1.5 million for a new police station, developed multiple gateway projects related to quality of place and enhanced infrastructure, has been a catalyst for economic growth as evidenced by recent NICEPAC announcement, and is embarking on the construction of a new shell building in 2020. While serving on the commission, I resisted commenting publicly about the roles and responsibilities of other governmental functions in the town of Mooresville. However, I feel it is important to raise an issue based on my experience working in and with governmental bodies for many years. When I was employed by the town of Mooresville in the late 1990s, it was clear and apparent that if the community wanted to grow and prosper, it needed a professional town manager. It is evident that that need still exists and is even more important now. I implore the town council to secure such expert services. I'd like to thank the commission for allowing me to express my thoughts this evening. Finally, I want to advise my fellow commissioners that I will not seek nor accept reappointment to the Redevelopment Commission in 2020. Thank you.
Well, I can never say anything as well as Harold, and I would kind of like to tag on and thank those that he has already thanked, and I'd like to thank the council, or the town council. George Watkins at the time appointed me to this council, and I've been on this commission for about 7 years, and it's time that I have asked the town council president that I not be reappointed next year, but I do want to thank the town council, the town of Mooresville, for the opportunity that I have had, and just thank you very, very much. I sincerely appreciate this.
I would like to say how humbled I am to have the opportunity to serve with so many outstanding people that I felt always had the town's best interest at heart in everything that they did here. And I think as a group, we're very proud of our accomplishments, and I just I just think there's been so many exceptional efforts made here on behalf of the community, and I wish the future commission nothing but the best in trying to carry that vision forward. And Harold, that was very well said. You too, Don. I really to have the type of leadership that you provided for us is priceless. And as we all know, we get paid nothing to do it. So I really appreciate all of you, and Chelsea, you are an absolute superstar in the role you play, and I know how much effort you put into this to push all these initiatives forward that just absolutely would never get off a dead center without your Herculean efforts. So please know how much I appreciate all of you, and I'm very thankful to have had the opportunity to serve in this capacity. And I also am asking to find a replacement for me as well, moving forward as soon as that becomes reasonably possible. So thank you, guys.
I would like to add one thing. Town council president Tom Morton asked me if I would stay till a reappointment was made, and I told him that I would within reason. So if you see me at next meeting, then hopefully you'll understand that I'm just trying to fulfill that wish.
Well, I have toyed with the idea of this day and the possibilities that lie ahead. This RDC, when asked for change, gave change. sometimes hard, personalities, and can sometimes conflict, but it was accepted and we moved forward. I will find it very difficult for the RDC to move forward without you three gentlemen. I hope and pray that we will find suitable appointments, knowing that that may not come. I want to personally thank you as both a commissioner and somebody that's tried to live up to your expectations, and as a town council member. I truly and honestly thank all of you. It is not the way I wanted to start this new year. Well, Dr. Moore, do you have anything?
You didn't think I'd sit here all evening. Well, as the non-voting member, I can understand why I didn't know any of this was coming. And I can understand that the new slate, so to speak, was determined this evening without any input from me, because I'm not a commissioner. Okay? And I think that it is true that with the loss of the commissioners who are not seeking reappointment, and in particular Harold Gutzweiler, we do lose a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and a lot of carryover. So, realizing that we have a lot of irons in the fire, fingers in a lot of pies, I would say that it is good that Chelsea stays with us and will work for the Redevelopment Commission, whoever the commissioners may be. And I would say, Dustin, it is good that you will take on leadership role. I think you can do it. And I think it can be positive. And I think it can move forward. And I think whatever's going on can be accomplished to everyone's satisfaction. One of the things I've tried to do in my position is to be the bridge over troubled waters. In other words, I've tried to bridge gaps between what people might think and what people might say, and what the Redevelopment Commission's doing. And it's hard because it's very complex and it's hard to get across what's going on. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And so that's what I've been going both sides, back and forth. Hey, let's make it available. Let's, we'll do that. So I'm kind of surprised at this evening. But the thing I want to say is, it's too bad to lose all the committee. We've had one that hasn't been here for years. There's another spot on our Redevelopment Commission that hasn't been addressed. I don't know how that'll be handled, but it's too bad that the fear of the unknown could drive people to think that their service needs to be severed, because I know all the people involved and in all the changes that people are fearing or thinking might happen. And I can tell you that every one of them, everybody on the town council and everybody on the Redevelopment Commission is a good person with the best intentions for Mooresville. And with that, with efforts at communication, things can go right on. And Dustin, it'll be your leadership on the Redevelopment Commission. Thank you for that. And Chelsea, thank you for staying with it, because it can move forward. Nobody knows exactly how or what's going to happen in 2020, but it's going to be here, and we got too much going on to back off. So on we go. I'll thank you guys that have served, and I'll thank you guys that are staying, or guy and gal that are staying. But it's a surprise to me, and in case you're wondering, I'm not giving up my position, but I have no vote or voice anyway, so I just sit here and monitor and throw in some things about the school corporation every so often, and I'll continue to do that. Thank you.
I'd like to add to that change is healthy. You know, we're all very proud of what we've accomplished, but it also is good to have people with new and fresh ideas to come in and take on this experience that we've been the road we've been down, and I think that it's just a healthy part of local government to find new and fresh people and new ideas. So we're thankful. I'm sure I can speak for all of us. We're thankful for the time we had to serve, but there's nothing wrong with some fresh faces coming in and taking on the fight from this day on. So.
I agree with what Bill's saying, and it's more to my point that having had the opportunity to have a voice for the past 7 years, and to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure if it is 7 years. I know it's at least 7. But I think it is time for new voices. You know, someone else to have the opportunity that I've had. It would not be fair for me to continue to serve when there are other people that deserve the opportunity also.
If I may add, I just want to thank you all. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work. I think, Harold, you may have missed it when you were going down the list of accomplishments. I was writing them down. Don't know that you mentioned the purchase of Southbridge, giving Ivy Tech a storefront presence, which is what they were looking for and what the town was potentially going to lose if the Redevelopment Commission didn't step up and do that. And successful and very fun sale of Southbridge Crossing, which again, it's been so much fun. I've enjoyed working with you all so much. None of this would be possible without your guidance, your thoughts, your commitment to this very high-paying job, aka pizza, like twice a year. So thank you again. It's been a privilege of my career to help in the role that I've had fill your vision for the town of Mooresville. So thank you.
Before we move on, I was sitting here thinking, as Harold and Chelsea and Don, Bill, and Dr. Moore were speaking to the accomplishments, for the dozens and dozens of people watching live and those in the audience, pause and think about what Mooresville would be without those accomplishments. As somebody that's grown up here, it would not be the Mooresville that we know today. In fact, I dare say it may even be a truck stop from here to other communities. We have kind of put Mooresville in a very unique situation. Again, I thank you. With that, our next meeting date is February 6th at 6 p.m. We will hold that. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming out.